Hello everybody! Welcome back to Oak City on Farming Simulator 25. Today I want to make some more improvements to our new farm, and I discovered that this small shed isn't actually ours. Yes, we built a pigsty almost on the border, and the shed is on our neighbor's land. You can see here the border. Anyway, we have a lot of land that could be put to better use, so I want to start by building another garden to grow potatoes. In the future, we'll use the potatoes for pig feed, but for now we'll sell them to earn a little more money in the early game, which is always difficult. So let's place the garden somewhere here. I think here. It's close to the pigsty. Okay. And now let's fix the terrain. And I will enable watering. And for now, I will set it up to sell the potatoes automatically. And in the future, we will use the potatoes for the pigs. I think it's okay. The trigger isn't quite level, but I don't think that will be a problem. If anything, we can level it later. And now, let's activate potato production. We can use seeds and solid fertilizer to increase production, but I will start only with water. So let's change it to selling and enable watering. And now we just have to wait until everything turns green. And I also want to make another arable field. We have this big space here. We just need a plow so we can make another field. It's a good area. But I don't know exactly where the border is. So before I start plowing, I'm going to paint the edges to make the job easier. So let's find land is not on it. So I'll make a sign here. Okay, I've painted the edges. Now it will be easier to plow the field. And we still need to buy a plow, and I don't want to struggle with the money. So I'll accept a contract. The helper can work on it while we plow our new field. So I will accept this harvesting contract. I will borrow the items. Okay, so let's take this beautiful combine to the field, hire a helper, and then we will work on our field. Okay, so the helper is working on the contract and we need to buy a plow. I think this is the best option for our soil type. We don't need discs because the grass isn't tall, so the subsoiler will do a great job, and it only costs $8,000. Okay, and now let's get our tractor and start making our new field. I painted the edges to make it neater, and look at that crooked trail I made. How embarrassing. Well, the field is already demarcated and it's not small at all. It will greatly help grain production. There are some small trees we need to remove and I bought a chainsaw. I don't know if it's worth it, but maybe we can sell the wood. But the trees are quite small. Okay, I was hoping there would be a gate here, but there isn't. So, let's go back. And it's a good thing this field has tramlines, otherwise the truck would get stuck. The ground is quite soft and that makes traction difficult. But it runs well on the tramlines. And harvesting this field is going really quickly with that huge combine. Yeah, working with the right equipment is always easier. The hard part is having the money to buy the right equipment. And the delivery point is right next to the field. A gate here would have helped it. So here we are. Oh, sand on the ground. What great ground for driving a loaded truck. Come on. But we can tell by the size of the silo that this space wasn't designed for large machines. Okay, let's unload the wheat and we will probably have one more load. And then we can finish the contract. Okay, the field is all harvested, so we just need to deliver this last load to finalize the contract. And in addition to the contract value, we'll also receive some cash for the surplus wheat. The contract is finished and we got $3,000, but we have some wheat to unload. So $3,000 plus $4,000. So we got $7,000 plus $22,000. Almost $30,000 from the contract. Not bad at all. And now let's finish plowing this field. We are almost done. Well, look at this beautiful field we have created. We'll only plant it next year, so we have plenty of time to spread lime. The other field also needs lime, and we need to bale the straw. We need to make a lot of investments, but we'll take it slow. I don't want to struggle with money. So we'll keep signing contracts, and the money from the vegetable gardens will also help. By the way, the potatoes should be growing by now. Yes. Look how green the garden is. Well, now we need to sell the wood that's loaded on the pickup truck. So let's go to the sawmill. I leave the tractor here. Oh, look at these beautiful potatoes. We are selling them now, but in the future we will use them to feed the pigs. So we need to purchase the soil information. No? So there's no option to purchase on this field. But I can purchase on this field. Okay. Well, we knew this field was mainly sand. It makes sense. Maybe I have to collect the samples myself with the equipment, because this is a new field. Well, if anyone knows why I cannot purchase the soil information, please write down on the comments. But now let's sell this wood. Okay, and here we are at the sawmill. Oh, $1,000. That's better than I thought. And now let's head back to our farm. Well, we need to buy a baler, a spreader, a planter, some sheds. Yeah, we have a lot of investments to do. But slow and steady, we are going to build a huge hog farm here in Utah. Well, we are done for today. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next video. Bye!